Here I am again. Hello all, here again to answer any of your numerology questions that you may have. This could be questions about your life purpose, what that is, what your life path is, your expression number and how that affects your life path, your soul urge number, which is your motivation to achieve your life path. All these numbers collect up together to form a big picture of your contract that you made before you came to this incarnation. So your life path and your expression, life path especially, is the most important number in your chart. Then there's your expression number, which are the talents that you brought with you to achieve your life path. Then just below that is your soul urge, or some people call heart's desire number, which is your motivation. It's your get up and go. It's that bubble in your tummy that makes you feel like you really want to do something. So your soul urge number is your motivation and what really gets you going. And then your birthday number, which is tagged onto your life path. These 4 numbers in your chart are your 4 main core numbers, and all of them exist to serve that life path. Consider your life path being the king, the leader of your kingdom, and then your talent or expression number or destiny number, as some people call it, is the talents that you brought with you to achieve your life path. Your motivation is the motivation or your soul urge that you brought with you to achieve your life path. All your numbers link back to that all-important life purpose or life path number. Life path, life purpose, same thing. So your life path number, you might not connect with that at first. You might find that it's something that you're quite confused about, because your life path is not something that you already are. Your life path is something that you're working towards, so not everybody really connects with what their life path is, especially at first. Hello Martin, it's good to see you. Any questions you might have, go for it. It's good to see somebody commenting, because I don't get enough commenters on here. If you're on right now, you must have a question that you want to ask me to get this conversation started. Otherwise, I'm just talking about random stuff that might not be useful to you guys. We could also talk about your pinnacles, your personal years, the universal year that we're in now, and how that helps you to calculate your personal year and what that means for you. Because sometimes your personal year can clash with the universal year, and you have to take action in order to get the best out of the year. And sometimes your personal year is really congruent with the universal year, in which case you can use that to your advantage. Hello Vanessa, it's good to hear from you. My life path number is 7. Any tips? Well, you've come to the right place, Vanessa, because I'm also a life path 7. Welcome to the team of life path 7s. Well, as a life path 7, we're not really, our life purpose as a life path 7 isn't so much to do with worldly achievement or getting somewhere big in the world or being well known in the world. Your purpose or path as a 7 is your own inner development. That is what you're here to develop in this lifetime, is yourself, your own inner processes. That is developing your intuition, learning about yourself, doing self-discovery, looking at researching and answering those big questions, and then not necessarily looking at those theories and taking everything from those theories, but looking at those theories and pulling out the elements of each theory that you look at, that you resonate with, and only using that element of it and using it for your own purposes, like pulling apart what already exists and being creative with it, making it into a new theory, or using it to help you to develop yourself internally. So the life path 7 is about trusting the soul within you, and what that means is trusting that you are an almighty, no, an immortal soul, that this body that you're in right now is just a temporary machine for this lifetime to help you experience what you need to experience in this lifetime. But you are actually an immortal soul. You have lived prior, and you will live again after this lifetime, and at each lifetime you pick up experience and intuition that is locked in your soul memory. The 7 needs to understand that, trust that, read that, unlock that within themselves, and use their intuition as well as their ability to analyze to help them make decisions. For example, the 7 is very analytical. You often overanalyze. We both often overanalyze everything and doubt our intuition. But what we need to do in this lifetime as 7s is to balance the 2. And how I would manifest that is I would research theories all surrounding what I'm interested in or what I want to develop further. Then I pull out, use my intuition to help me decide what of those elements that I'm reading, that I'm researching from the real world, resonates with me on a deep level. And it is only those elements that I will really take into my intuition and treat as a truth, because it rings true to me and my intuition. And as long as I trust that, and I trust the journey that I'm on, because 7s can feel that the world is against them quite a lot, and what we need to learn and understand is the world is a balanced place. There's good, there's bad, there's hot, there's cold. It's not just a world just of good things, it's bad things too. And don't we find that when we're in adversity is when we learn the most? Unfortunately, if you want to experience love, you have to experience hate. And to experience hate, there's got to be people that are willing to manifest that hate in the world. And by learning or experiencing great hatred, we learn to really appreciate the depths of love and spiritual connection and compassion towards others. So life is a school. Okay, and instead of feeling like the world is against us, we need to learn who can we trust and who can we not trust in this world. And it's your intuition and your channel from your intuition that is going to help you make that decision to, I wanted a word there that I can't think of, to really help you decide what the truth is in any particular circumstance. So when you're unsure of something, you've analysed something and looked at it, analyse how it feels to you in your gut emotions, in your intuition, in your inner voice, and then bring those parts of it out. And don't use the bits that don't resonate with you. It's possible that in a future date they may, but at this point in time it's not something that is for your path if you're not resonating with it. So it's about balancing that ability to analyse the world, then filter what you get from the world through your immortal soul that you trust. The soul within you that you know has lived before and will live again, and you trust your soul as a big bank of information like a library. Okay? And you also trust the people around you, that they're on their spiritual path, they're on their life path. So they're going to be good and bad as well. The perception we've all, had of the spirit being God, source energy, the universe, is that, you have God and there's a separate entity that is the devil. But to be honest, the source energy is all of that. It's the personification of God and the devil all together in one. We have to experience everything in order to develop, right? So, that's the life path 7 really. It's analysing the world, filtering it through your intuition that you trust with all your heart because you know you're an immortal soul, and dedicating your life to self-development, self-discovery, spiritual development, because in the top end of that you can then start teaching other people. It's the energy of a developed spiritual teacher, like the 9, like the 11. So as a life path 7, you're very much that spiritual teacher. You're very esoteric, very big picture, big questions, and there may be a spiritual topic that you really like, that you'd like to focus on, because there's so many spiritual subjects that you could focus on as a life path 7. So Vanessa, what sort of spiritual subjects are you interested in, if at all? It depends on where you are on your path, and what subjects you're looking at this moment, because it very much is a journey. So, you know, if there's any other questions you have about the 7, or your expression number, you know, do you know what your expression and your soul urge number? And I can help you to understand how you can use your talents and motivations to help you achieve that life path 7. But you know, we have a lot in common when it comes to our life paths. You may find that you're sometimes mistrustful, and sometimes that mistrust is warranted, and sometimes it's not. You know, it's about learning the difference between the two. Hello Gabriella, it's good to see you. And Elmore, the Universal Humanitarian, Life Path 36-9. What jobs do you think are best for this life path? Right, so the 36-9 is very much being that teacher. So it's very much about learning those, not so much worldly knowledge, not worldly laws. We're talking spiritual law, spiritual intuition that comes directly from source energy. Okay, so you are the universal humanitarian. I do like that. So any jobs where you are doing anything spiritual for the well-being of others. The 9 is very much about the well-being of others. Now, there's so many different things that you could do to promote people's well-being. The humanitarian, you could start by working for, what do they call them, a non-governmental organisation that helps to deal with fairness in the world, or water shortages, you know, anything in the world where people are vulnerable. That sort of job would suit you very well. A teacher of spiritual subjects, a leader, a speaker, because you are a very talented leader. So you need a job that will help you develop those parts of you that need to be developed. You need to develop your integrity. So you must always make sure that what you do is well intentioned. Okay, so whatever job you do, you need to be passionate about it. You know, the 9 very much needs to do things that they connect with. Okay, many 9s are very entrepreneurial, because as a 9 life path, and it was a life path 9, you're working towards being multifaceted, because the 9 is all the numbers added together. So you potentially have the abilities of all the numbers mashed up into one. Now that can cause you indecision, and that can make it more difficult for you to decide on your path, but it's very much going to be linking with that passion. And it's likely to be quite an esoteric, big picture, a passion that is about developing the well-being of others, whether they're close or far away from you. In fact, the 9 is about dealing with people that are far away. So whatever you decide to do, I mean, I wouldn't say just give a list of jobs. I mean, I do on my readings, but I like to give a big picture on that, because there are many jobs that promote the well-being of others. And as long as you look after vulnerable people with good intentions and integrity, and you're always authentic in what you do and what you say, and teaching is a great job for you, especially spiritual teaching, you know, being the leader of a spiritual organization, or being a leader of a certain topic. Like you might be involved in a company that deals with Reiki healing, or something in the world that deals with people's well-being. You might be a manager of that, or you might oversee that, or work as part of that organization. The big picture here for you as a 9 is looking after other people's well-being, using your amazing communication skills and charisma to help you do that, and basing all of that on what you channel from source energy. You know, you mustn't base your life, your beliefs, or anything you do just on rules and laws from the world. You have to run these laws, these ideals that are planted in the world, through your intuition, because your 9 energy, you can be a bit judgmental. if you're too idealistic and you're not accessing source energy enough. So some ideals are realistic and some ideals are not, and your intuition will help you find that difference between the two, like it does with the 7, to help you know what is the truth and what is not the truth. Where am I? Humanitarian. Of course, I didn't really talk about the 36-9 element. I really focused on the 9. But just quickly, before I move on to somebody else, your 36 before the slash is your 2 important numbers, or the steps that you need to achieve to be the best life path 9 you can be. The 6 is all about nurturing others, being compassionate to others and serving others. And then if you've got the 3, which is like the 9 really, it's about emotional self-expression, to heal and inspire. So you need to nurture others using authentic emotional expression. So caring for others, healing others with your words or your art. So you're very much dealing with well-being and healing and nurturing as a life path 9. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. I feel I've been self-discovering myself my whole life. You will do, definitely. I'm 37 now, and I struggle what is an actual purpose for me. Recently I found myself in art, drawing, and it feels good. That's a good indicator, Vanessa. You know, it's your intuition. What is it that gives you that bubble inside? Do you know what your soul urge will help you there? Do you know what your soul urge number is? If not, you need to give me your full name and I will work it all out. It might take me a minute or 2, but I will do. You might find art and drawing. You can be very, you see, the 7's a very self-discovery number. It's very much about analysing the big questions and understanding them, and you could very much funnel that through your art and your drawing. But you might find that your soul urge number may help or hinder you there, so it would be interesting to help you with that, to know what your soul urge and your expression number is. But here I feel your soul urge might be a bit more relevant for this part of our conversation. Soul urge 1. I wish I'd have shouted that out before I read it, Vanessa. So your soul urge motivates you towards channeling from soul energy, but being very creative. You are the artist, the creative artist. So it doesn't surprise me on any level that you are that you enjoy art, because your soul urge is 1. You love to create new things. You like to be quite innovative in your creations. But you're a life path 7, so you're about understanding and knowing yourself, and knowing yourself as a spiritual being. So could you use your motivation for art and creativity to help you explore the depths of you as a 7 life path? Because remember, that 1 soul urge, it needs to support that 7 life path. That's what it's here for. So your soul urge 1 gives me the impression that you would love to be very innovative and creative and be a bit of a creative artist. How could you funnel that new ideas, innovation and creativity through that life path 7? Could you use art and colour and beauty to help heal people spiritually? There are many different ways you can use 1 number to help you achieve another. Okay, but your life path itself is your own internal spiritual development, and used correctly, art and creativity can be one of the best helps for you to know yourself. It's very emotionally creative. So think on that as something that could help you achieve your life path, using art and creativity as a basis for your spiritual learning and your internal development. Did you tell me your expression number? Expression number 4. So I'm getting all mixed up. So spiritual life path, Vanessa, and a soul urge 1. But the 4, how could the 4 talent help the 7? Well, they're quite similar in a lot of ways. The 4 is very analytical. Your 4 talent, you love to set goals. You like to get to work hard to get things done. You don't like sitting around. You're very much, let's see what's there needs to be done and get it sorted. You like process, you like procedure, you like feeling secure, and you're good at doing things that help you feel stable and secure. So you could use your expression 4 talent to help you set spiritual goals for your life path 7. You are a goal achiever. It's very, your expression is very very practical and very worldly. So it's going to be that element of your expression number that won't always help your life path 7, because the life path 7 is a very spiritual number, and your talent is a very practical, grounded number. But you can use your 4 expression talent to help you ground a business within the spiritual realms. So, for example, if I'm pulling all those ideas together, you could be a spiritual teacher using creative art and drawing and helping others to use creative art and drawing. You can also use your talent to help you set goals and build a business around that spiritual teaching. So all these numbers could potentially be brought together and used for your advantage, but always keep that 7 life path right at the top and see how you can link those core numbers together to do great things for you. Right, where am I? One, Gabriella. So I love the video on life path 5 and expression 11. I was wondering, how can I include my soul urge 9 into that description? Okay, so in the life path 5, you're here to find freedom through mastery. So the 5 energy is quite an esoteric spiritual number. You love to look at all different subjects, esoteric subjects. I mean, there's so many subjects the 5 likes to likes to learn about, so it can make you quite scattered, as we talked about before. So you have the you have the desire in the 5 to learn about many things, and you have I need to write down all these numbers because I'm getting myself all confused. So you, Gabriella, you are a life path 5, so you need to be have that specialism, that mastery that will help you attain freedom. And the talents you bring with you for that is your expression 11, which is a very innovative number, and that's your talent. And then you've got your 9 soul urge. Good numbers. Do you know what? All those numbers as well link together very spiritually. But your main number there, the king of your castle, is that 5. And both the 11 and the 9 exist to serve that 5 life path. Think of that 5 as the king of your castle. So how can you, if I tell you in your life path that you need to find some focus, you need to experience at first. Of course you do. We all need to experience so that we can choose, right? If we haven't experienced as much as we can, how do we know what we want? So the 5 energy, your life path, is about exploring the world, exploring new things, looking at everything around you, and seeing what you learn from that and how you react to that. But you must develop towards a point where you're pushing away some of the subjects that don't resonate with you so much, and you're pulling together that mastery, that discipline on that subject. Because being a master of a subject or a discipline or a project or of anything, or being the top knowledge on anything, is what helps you to gain the freedom that you desire in your 5 life path. It's that mastery that will bring you freedom of choice. Now, it seems counterproductive, doesn't it, for discipline to be in any way linked to freedom, because we normally link discipline to doing what you're told, being told what to do and doing what you don't really want to do. But freedom isn't about necessarily doing what you want to do. It's about doing what's best for you to gain real freedom in your future. You can use your expression 11 then with the innovation and the connection to source energy. So the subject that you might specialize in might be quite innovative and spiritual by nature, and you certainly got the ability there to be a nurturing leader within that specialism. And your soul urge 9 is going to make you want to share that with the world. You're very much the spiritual speaker. Think of the preacher on the pulpit, and I'm not talking necessarily religion, I'm talking spiritual laws, like who are I can't think of their names, some of the modern spiritual teachers that we have around at the minute that are very charismatic and able to spread their spiritual message. Deepak Chopra, I mean, what an innovative man, what a charismatic man, able to pass on his spiritual knowledge with charisma, so that people hang on his every word and listen to what he says. So you're very much your soul urge, or your motivation makes you want to learn about spiritual laws and spiritual intuitions, and you really want to learn that deep-rooted knowledge, and then you want to share that wisdom, not only by speaking about it, but also by emulating that in everything you do. Teach your beliefs through your own actions. For example, if you teach that it's really important that you live your life through your intuition and be compassionate towards others, you must emulate that in your life, so that the people that follow you can see that you practice what you preach. Okay, and that is what your soul longs to do. So if you put that desire for expression, that desire to teach, with your ability to innovate and lead in a nurturing way, and use that to help you achieve that specialism, that mastery, to achieve freedom, that's the big picture. But the specifics of that big picture are down to you. I give you the structure, and then you put the passions and the subjects and fill in the little boxes. So that's the big picture of all those 3 numbers together. I hope that's okay, but you can ask me more questions as we go along. Who's next? Melody Energy Healer, hello again. Right, Melody Energy Healer, you're a 33/6. Any tips for the new year? Melody, I think for the best way for me to life path 33/6, wow, that can't be an easy life path. So what I need to give you the best idea of what you're going to be dealing with in the coming year is your date of birth, because I need some elements of your date of birth, because I'm going to draw out your personal year so that I can see how your year is going to go next year, or this 2021. So 2021, as you know, is a 5 universal year. So what I need is your day and your month of birth. You can hide your year of birth if you'd like to. I don't need that for now. Just your month and your day of birth. And then I will work out your personal year for 2021. And then that will give me a better idea of exactly what conditions you're going to face in 2021. And then we can link that back to the universal year of 2021, which is a 5. Because as I say, sometimes our personal year mixes well with the universal year, and sometimes we need to take action because the universal year doesn't always give us the energies we need for our personal year. So the day and the month of your birthday, Melody, I've written that down just so I try not to forget that. Adorable Earth Angel, how does one balance their numerology with Enneagram type? When do we learn into either or? Well, I find that the Enneagram numbers and the life path energies are actually very, very similar in a lot of ways in the way they express themselves. For example, the 5 energy being about knowledge, and also the 5 in the Enneagram is very much about learning and knowledge, but the 5 in the Enneagram isn't so good with communication. The Enneagram 5 is working towards that communication, which if you're a life path 5, you are as well working towards communication. So there's a lot of correlations between the two. But what I found mostly with the Enneagram is it dug really, really deep into me and said, these are your issues. Now, these are issues that are only in my head, that I never thought that anyone would ever know. You know, the things you think in your head and you think safe in the knowledge, unless someone can read my mind, they will never, these people will never know what's going on in my head or the real me. And then when I looked at my Enneagram type, when I finally got it right, because it was quite a journey to get it right, I thought, oh my goodness, it's like somebody climbed into my head and just knew everything about me. It's like I'd just told everyone like the internal, everything in my mind. So I find that the Enneagram really digs deep into different areas, much more psychological and emotional, which I find I use alongside numerology quite a lot. I use quite a lot of things together. So I know my issues in the Enneagram, and I see that a lot in my life path as well. And I merge them and use them all as one big picture, like I do when I give somebody a numerology reading. I look at the elements of everything and merge them together into a big picture. So you could look at your Enneagram type, especially if you're sure of your Enneagram type. The problem with the Enneagram is it's difficult to find out your type and really know, because we tend to answer questions depending on what we want to be rather than who we actually are, unfortunately. And because the Enneagram is something that you have to figure out yourself, unless you know yourself really, really well, it can be quite difficult to figure that out. So what I've done is now I know for definite sure, a few years ago, what my correct Enneagram number is. I use both and I merge them in and use them depending on my circumstances at the time. Thank you so much for working on my health and wellness non-profit. Excellent, Elmore, I love that. So health and wellness non-profit, that's amazing. You're definitely on the right path there. Vanessa, Soul Urge 1, yeah, we've got that because you're the artist. Hello, young Steve, it's good to hear from you. Can maturity number be karmic too? Oh yes. You see, karmic numbers are numbers that are missing from your birth name. For example, when I add up all the letters of my full birth name, I found that the numbers 4 and 8 were missing. So there's no 4s or 8s at all in my name. So those numbers are what's conceived as karmic numbers. So they're possible obstacles that I might hit simply because the 4 and the 8 energy are energies that I haven't developed very well yet. So there's still difficulties for me. So I'm already working on the 7 in this lifetime, but my 4 and 8 energy also needs work. The 4 especially, absolutely, my 4 needs work. So that's something I'm here to sort of try and develop too. And then of course the maturity number is the number you're working towards. So some people feel their maturity number coming on bit by bit all their life. And some people have reported to me that their maturity number hit them like a truck. So there's no one way to feel or start feeling your maturity number, but it's very much like an add-on to your expression number. It's something that it will be an added ability that you're going to have, that you can use with your expression number to help you achieve that all-important life path. So whatever your maturity number is, those elements in that energy is what you are also working towards in this lifetime. And the maturity number comes into play at around 35-40. So karmic numbers is about weaknesses and obstacles that you need to learn to get through, and I might need subsequent lifetimes in order to try and develop those numbers, maybe many subsequent lifetimes in order to develop those numbers, but those are my karmic numbers that I still need to develop. And of course the maturity number is what I'm already developing towards and what I will be towards my midlife and beyond. Okay, so they're two different things. Well, they can be karmic too. Absolutely, you can have a karmic maturity number. Absolutely, if you know how to work out your maturity number. You can. You see, where you're getting mixed up here is karmic debts and karmic numbers. Now, let me split those two up for you. A karmic number is what I've just explained. It's weaknesses in your full birth name. A karmic debt, however, is a lot more influential and totally different. So what a karmic debt is in a previous lifetime you behaved in such a way that you accrued a debt or something that you needed to put right in this lifetime. So if it's, as you said, a 14, I mean, my expression number is a 145. So my expression number is a karmic debt. So karmic number, karmic debt, two different things. So the 13 is about being quite lazy in a previous life, not taking your share of the work in a previous lifetime. So if you're a 13-4 life path, you need to work on working harder in this lifetime, taking a bigger chunk of the work, and working hard to achieve your goals. If you're a 1-3-4, you've got a lot of hard work to make up for in this lifetime, and it's just laziness in a previous lifetime, or you may not have taken your share of the work, or you might have made difficult decisions that did not help you build your security or help you progress in life in any way. So in this lifetime you brought with you a karmic debt of 13-4. Okay, remember, different to a karmic number. Karmic number are weaknesses in your full birth name that you have to overcome, and a karmic debt can be anywhere in your chart. It can be your life path, your expression number, your maturity number. It can be any number in your chart, but it signifies a karmic debt in that area. The 14, which is my expression number, the 14-5, is very much about needing to be adaptable. So in a previous life I was a prisoner, or I was restricted in some way, either by imprisonment or slavery, and I was stuck to one way of being and nothing ever changed because I was locked up and restricted. So in this lifetime I have to deal with lots of opportunities and being adaptable and helped deal with my freedom and not have issues with authority going back to that karmic debt, which I actually do have. Not gonna lie. Amazing, thank you for this. Definitely think about all that now. You're so right. Focus. Yes, Gabriella. No problem, Gabriella. Not a problem at all. Melody energy here, 27th of the month, 9. So looking at your personal month will be, so your day goes to a 9, of course 5, so 9 add 5 is 14, 5. Right, so what I need to do is I've reduced and added up the day and month of your birth, Melody. Okay, so your day reduces to a 9, and of course your month is a 5. I've added them together and got to a 5. What I then do is add that 5 to the 2020 personal year, universal year, sorry. So that means that 2021 is a 1 personal year for you. This is such an important year for you. You know, the most important year in anyone's epicycle, in anyone's 9-year epicycle, is their first year. So this year, it's about to get some focus, Melody. You need to start new things this year. Any ideas that you've been brewing or that you are already starting to channel this year, start new things, meet new people. If you've got a new idea in the channel, this is the year to make it happen. If there's something that you've always wanted to do, to start, to initiate, this is the year to do it. Okay, and the 5 universal year is going to throw opportunities at you like you would not believe. And again, you're going to feel quite scattered this year, because the 5 energy, the 5 universal year is going to scatter us all. Okay, we're going to have changes and things to adapt to all the way down the line in 2021. And when you're in a 1 personal year, that's a very dynamic year too. So Melody, you're going to have a very high energy year, and it's all about go, 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 go. Look at the opportunities that the universe is throwing at you and think, how could I use these opportunities to take my new ideas, my new projects, or anything that's new in your life? How can you take that forward? So you can use the energy of the 5 universal year of opportunity, non-restriction, throwing caution to the wind and trying things out, to help you really look into, focus on and channel your 1 personal year. So start things this year, new projects, new ideas. You know, this year is about starting things that will be prominent in your life for the next 9 years. So I'm glad you asked me that today, Melody, because you're in the most important year of any 9-year cycle. So if you haven't already, start working on what can you start this year. You know, what do I need to start and take action on this year? No more procrastination. It's time to take action. This is your 1 personal year. You mustn't waste it. Okay, you're not going to have this opportunity again for another 9 years. Okay, so make good use of this year. It's really important. Where am I? Maturity number. 14, for example. Yes. A karmic debt can be a maturity number, but not a karmic number. I can explain that again if somebody's like joined in halfway through, or I haven't explained it very well. Just let me know and I'll go through that again. Adorable Earth Angel. What a great name. I happen to be a life path 5. That's a good thing. That's a good life path to have. I mean, I'm a life path and an Enneagram. I see. Yeah. Because I have actually written down here that Earth Angel. I try and write things down because I'm so scattered. My 7 and my 5 energy, I'm so scattered. I have to write everything down, otherwise it's gone from 1 minute to the next. And when I'm talking to multiple people, unless I write things down, oh dear, I'm a nightmare. Not a life path 5, but an Enneagram 5, life path 33. So 33-6 life path, Enneagram 5. So you love finding knowledge as an Enneagram 5, right? You love learning about things, because learning about things is what helps bring you your safety and your security. So you could fit these together beautifully, Earth Angel. So all that knowledge that you collect together with that Enneagram number that you have, that desire and passion to learn and find as much information about things as you can express that for your life path in the double 3 energy. So whatever you're passionate about, whatever you learn about that you feel in your Enneagram 5, you need to express that to an audience. You need to take your knowledge and teach and inspire others with that knowledge. I can see the link already. And teach and inspire in order to nurture in the 6. So you're very much an emotional self-expresser. You could be the top level speaker, actor, singer, performer, creative artist. You're the 33-6 energy is a performer in order to nurture, to inspire, to heal, to entertain other people. And your double 3 in the emotional expression will help you to talk about all your knowledge that you've learned in the Enneagram 5 in order to nurture other people. So there's always a way to blend those subjects together. What is it in the Enneagram? I mean, you don't have to say it on here. You could think about this yourself, Earth Angel. So what subjects within your 5 Enneagram, what is it you love to learn? What do you focus your mind on? Very linked to the Life Path 5, focusing your mind on a specialism, but the 5 can read a lot of different subjects, like the Life Path 5 can. Okay, it's about focusing on one. Is there any particular subject or topic that really grabs your attention that you could really focus on, express to other people? And when expressing it to other people, is that knowledge nurturing for others? Will it heal other people? Can people use it to improve their lives? If that is a yes, then I think you've got your big picture full steam ahead, in my opinion. But the specifics of this, of course, Earth Angel, are really up to you. Young Steve, but maturity numbers are calculated by expression number and life path, right? Yes, you add your expression number and your life path together, and that is the energy that you're working towards. It's not so significant as your life path, expression, soul urge and birthday number is, but it's like an added element that will add to your talents. Think about adding a bit of paprika or adding extra spice to your dinner. It improves you. It's not your major talent, but it's something that you add to your talent bank as you develop into your middle to late years. Thank you, Gabriella S. Gabriella S. What would be my personal year, Katie? What does it mean if I was born on August 25th? Right. Okay, so Gabriella, let's look at your personal year. So we know we need the universal year first, so that's the universal year 5. And then we've got, I've missed it, so 25th, of course, reduces to a 7. And then August is an 8. So 7 plus 8, my brain's getting tired, so I'm thinking 15. Yeah, 15. So of course that is a 6. So we need to add that 6 to the 5 universal year in order to get your personal year, which 6 plus 5 is 11, and we don't really use master numbers, so it would reduce down to a 2 personal year. So this year, Gabriella, you would have had some ideas last year. Now, if you haven't already, think back at the ideas you had last year in 2020. Okay, that was your 1 personal year. So whatever you started or whatever ideas you channeled from source energy last year, when you were sat at home during the lockdown restrictions, whatever ideas that came to you, remember last year was your year of starting new things. Whatever came to you last year is going to be big in the next 9 years of your life. It's time now in your 2 personal year to take a step back from the energy of the 5 universal year. You may have to push some opportunities away in this 5 universal year, because this year, as a 2 personal year, it's time for you to sit back and muse about what you did last year and nurture the ideas you started last year. Let's say, for example, last year you were having all these ideas about starting a cafe business, for example, theoretically. And at the moment, those ideas, you know, are still very much floating around in your head. You're considering them, you're thinking about them a bit. This year is your time to bring that idea to the ground and start making some plans, and then pulling people together that are going to help you to achieve whatever you started last year. So it's a low energy year. You're going to feel tired this year. I'd be surprised if you didn't feel quite tired this year, Gabriella, because it's a time where you need to sit back and relax a little bit more, see friends, connect with people, build your network a little bit more, relax more, and nurture the seeds that you put into place last year in 2020. Because next year, in 2022, it will be time for you to express those new ideas to the world and show the world what you've been planning and what you've been working towards all this time. So 2021 is your calm, collected planning year. Okay, you're going to be very sensitive, very intuitive. Don't get involved in any conflicts or anything in 2021, Gabriella. Pull away from all that. You want nurture, you want relaxation, sitting with friends, chatting, musing, planning. Talk to your friends about what your next steps are for your new ideas that you started last year. That's what this year needs to be about for you. Now, the universal 5 year is going to pound you with all these opportunities, and sometimes you're just going to have to. Sometimes you can take them, because sometimes these opportunities might be good as part of your planning for your new idea. But when it gets a little bit too much, or some of these social engagements or new experiences are not connecting with your planning and your networking for the idea, you might need to learn to push them away a little bit this year. It doesn't make you a bad person not to take advantage of all the opportunities that are thrown at you. Sometimes it's time to rest, plan and take stock, and 2021 is your year to do that, most definitely, Gabriella. Hang on, I've just jumped down to Melody again, and I have to make sure I haven't missed anyone in between. Yes, so I spoke to Gabriella. Yes, Melody Energy Healer. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much, Melody. Yes, I do teach. I've just put a course on Udemy, actually. I'll put a link to that in the description box for this live. So I've only done one course for now, but what I'm also thinking about is the possibility of one-to-one teaching or small group teaching over Zoom. So I'm considering that. It would depend on the interest level. So if the Udemy course is not something you'd prefer face-to-face, then drop me a little message, and I'm sure we can work out some face-to-face teaching or even some small group work if you would find that useful. So, you know, keep communicating with me about that idea, because that sounds interesting. I mean, but if you are interested in a course, I will put a link to my Numerology Udemy course in the description box of this video, so that you can start learning more about numerology. But I do love the idea of the face-to-face learning and working with people on a personal level to help develop their numerology skills. So, you know, please keep in touch with me about that one, because it is something that I would be interested in doing for people. I'd love to learn about astrology, blockchain, tiny homes, so a lot of things. Yes, yeah, at the moment I'm really merging my knowledge of the tarot into numerology, because they are almost one and the same thing. When you look at the energies on the tarot cards, they match the numerology number energies. So I've been using a lot of tarot lately, because it blends so beautifully with numerology, and it gives you your events that are happening down in a little bit more of a specific way, as well as, of course, in the major arcana you get your spiritual lessons too. but it's also about what happens to you day to day, and the tarot can be a little bit more specific with the number energies. So I'm about, and I love Mayan astrology and of course the Enneagram, but of course in the 5 energy and the 7 life path, I have to be careful that I don't scatter myself and spread myself too thin, because I just want to learn every spiritual subject that I can. I want to suck it all up, but the thing is with that is if I scatter myself too much, I don't achieve anything. And it's only through focus and discipline that I've been able to develop more of a mastery, and it has and it is bringing me more freedom. So it is quite an amazing experience to work towards. My biggest challenge is a 5 energy. So adorable earth energy. Okay, your biggest challenge is a 5 energy. I find that I'm nervous about going down a path because I feel tired at times. Hence I don't engage with people about my ideas in case I can't bring the energy. When you say can't bring the energy, does that mean you can't, you're worried you won't find the energy to express your ideas to others? Because that's your path of difficulty. You've just spoken to me like a 33-6, because remember, when an energy is your life path, it's not a talent. This is something that you're going to struggle with. So the 3 on its own struggles with not being able to express themselves through lack of confidence, or feeling that their ideas and their expression is not worth listening to. But you've got it in double the intensity. So a 3 at its lowest doesn't express their ideas at all. They hide away from people, and can be, and with your 6 energy as well in the 33-6, you're also very sensitive and shy. So the opinions of other people can be really powerful in stopping you from expressing who you are. But you have a big job in this lifetime. You told your spirit guide that you would achieve this, so you kind of have to try and work through it. Express yourself positively. You're a 33-6, so you have that potential within you. What you've got to do is trust yourself, Earth Angel. You've got to trust yourself, because the minute you start trusting yourself and the knowledge you have within you, and every time you talk about something you're passionate about, make sure you're talking about something you're passionate about, because then your passionate verbal expression will come out of you, and your confidence will be issues will be nowhere to be seen, because you're so passionate about what you're talking about. You're so passionate about inspiring and healing and teaching other people that you almost forget you're in a room full of people. You just go off on a tangent. And the 6 energy means that the target of all this emotional expression, the reason for it, should be the nurture of other people. So express yourself emotionally and with passion to nurture others. Bring those new ideas to us, because you're a master energy. If you don't do that, the earth is missing a big, the earth is going to miss it. Humanity is going to miss it. You're here to do a big job. Okay, so it's about getting past those issues with your confidence and, what do you say, feeling stuck and not being able to express yourself. Do you find that you have, Earth Angel, issues sometimes expressing yourself and expressing your truth authentically, and then you hide your emotions really deep inside you, because the life path 33-6 is also very, very emotional. So your emotions on any particular day is also going to affect you negatively or positively, and if you let it, it can affect you negatively. But there are ways for you to deal with that: meditation, musing, keeping yourself focused on what you're here to achieve, walking out in nature to achieve that energy of relaxation. There are many things you can do. Chakra energy healing, try them all out. Try the best one for you to try and calm that energy down. Indigo KBH, right, Indigo KBH, gonna need your day and month of birth, because, well, I can give you a little bit of information. You're gonna have a heavy year. You're a life path 5, and it's a universal year 5. For example, this year 2020 has been a 7 personal year for me, and I'm a life path 7. So the 7 energy has hit me like a truck this year. It's been very much, in fact the whole year has been very much about self-study, learning, musing, lots of time by myself, working, thinking, analysing, channeling through my intuition. So it's almost doubled the energy of the 7 for me this year. So that means sometimes I can overanalyze and end up, ignoring my intuition because I'm like overanalyzing everything. So 2020 has been a big year for over-analysis for me. So for you as a life path 5 and a universal year 5, the 5 energy is going to hit you hard. Don't expect anything to change the same year this year. Be ready to change, be ready to be adaptable, because your life path is about change. It's about unexpected events, it's about new experience, it's about feeling stable one minute and not the next. And with the 5 universal year, that's all about changes, throwing caution to the wind, and doing things that you wouldn't necessarily always do, but what you've got to be careful of this year, because the 5 energy is going to hit you really hard, is that you don't take any unnecessary risks, because the 5 energy is all about risk and throwing that caution to the wind and doing it anyway, no matter what the expenses are or what the consequences are. You just go out there and do it. So it's going to be a very changeable, very dynamic year for you. Ensure that you're only making decisions that are calculated, and that the risks that you are taking are not so risky that you end up losing everything you've built up to now. So your 5 years is going to be very, very changeable. You're going to be changeable in your mood, in your emotions. Your circumstances around you are going to change a lot, and how you're going to get through this year is how you adapt to the changes that happen to you and how you use them for your advantage. Okay, so dealing with the changes that you're hit with this year, and then using those changes that are out of your control to your advantage to help you move forward in life. Now, this is not going to be easy. It's going to be an emotional year of change. Things might stop or start, restart, or change direction. Nothing's going to feel stable or secure in 2021, but you've got to ride those waves, adapt to the changes in the wave patterns, and then if you can, use those changes in the wave patterns to help you use them to your best advantage. Okay, so 2021 is going to be powerful. Simply because your life path is the same as the universal year. But when I look at your personal year, but I would need your day and month of birth for that, so I'll write that down. Who was it that said? So Indigo KBH, it's good to see you again. I remember you from last time. So life path 5, so you're going to have an intense 5 energy year, but I need your day and month of birth, okay, for your personal year. Okay, I'll write that down so I'll remember to ask you, or remember to look back at it. Where am I? I'm getting really tired now, so I'm going to give you guys another 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to think about ringing off. So any questions that you have burning, don't let them go too long, but I will do other lives, so, and you could always ask me personal, questions personally through email and things like that, or through my description box. So you're an angel, thank you for everything. I love doing it, Gabriella. It's certainly why I do what I do. It's just something I love, so it's for my benefit too, but I hope that what I love benefits others in a massive way. So it's a pleasure, always a pleasure, never a chore, Gabriella. Vanessa, one more thing, Katie, when you get a chance to answer, looks like this year is my number 9 year. Anything on that? Right, okay, so again, a year of flux. Okay, so let me write this down. Vanessa, 9. So this year, Vanessa, 2021 will give you the changeable nature of the 5, and your personal year 9 is also about change, but it's about finishing things that no longer serve you. So lots of change and flux this year. The 5 universal year is going to throw loads of new opportunities at you, lots of change, lots of go to try this new experience, go to see this new person, do this, do that. But this year you're focusing less on the new experience that the universal year is going to throw at you, and more about this year looking at your life and thinking, it's like clear out the cupboards of your life. And what I mean by that is look at all the elements of your life, both large and small, and think, what is in my life right now that does not serve me? What do I need to get rid of or stop doing or tie up the loose ends of in this personal year? Because it's very important that in your 9 personal year you do not take any clutter with you that no longer serves you into 2022. Because 2022 is going to be a major year for you. It's your 1 personal year. It's the most important year in the 9-year epicycle for you. 2022, you need to have a void and a space ready to start something new. This year in 2021, it's about creating that void. So it's about picking out the clutter. Things that used to serve you well, that maybe don't serve you so well anymore. So clearing out that metaphorical t-shirt that you no longer wear, that you don't think looks nice on you anymore. And on a bigger picture, leave that job that is no longer serving you. Or on a more emotional level, leave that relationship that is no longer serving you. Or sometimes it's not about leaving the relationship, it's about stopping doing certain things within that relationship so that you can refresh that relationship anew next year. So whether it's a big career change or relationships that you might have a friend in your life that used to be great and now they're just a right pain in the bum and they take your energy. This is the year to, as nicely as you possibly can, kick their ass to the curb and boot them out of your life so that you can have that energy and that void ready for 2022. So any relationships that you're holding on to out of habit or you're holding on to out of guilt, whether it's friendship, love, or even family, if it's not serving you, if it's bringing you down, kick it out. Throw it out, because you don't want it in your life in 2022 when your life should be all about new beginnings and filling that void with fresh new plants ready for your next 9 years. Okay, so this year, look at your life, analyze everything and throw out what you don't need. You'll create this space, this beautiful void that you can keep ready to fill in 2022 with all your fresh new ideas to start your next epicycle. Okay, so that's for you, Vanessa. So it's going to be a very high energy, very emotional year. So when you change things, when you stop things, it can be emotional. Of course it can, depending on how big it is. If you're just throwing out an old t-shirt, not so much. But if you're ending a long-term relationship that is certainly no longer serving you anymore, and you can't find any other way out or any other changes that you can make in the relationship, or even just making those changes in the relationship, is going to be a very emotional time. And the 9 is a very emotional number, so it's going to be an emotional year of flux, change, and getting rid of the old to make way for the new, ready for 2022. Oh, Gabriella, you're an angel. Thank you, Vanessa. And one more thing, yeah, that's Vanessa that I've just answered. Yep, so I'm right at the bottom. Right, Indigo. So this is the last one I'll do because I am now quite exhausted. I'm going to give you your personal year, Indigo. So how we're going to work that out is, I know I've got the universal year of a 5, so I've got 1/2 of the sum. Then I'm going to add your day of birth, so that's 3 plus your month, which is 7, and I'm going to add that together, and that brings me to a 10 or a 1. Okay, so we add that to the 5 universal year, so that makes you Indigo. So 2021 is going to be a 6 personal year for you. So you're not going to be able to take full advantage of all the opportunities that 2021, the universal energy, is going to throw at you, because your personal year is very much the 6. So the 6 energy, Indigo, is very much about focusing on your home, your family and your community. So you're going to have a scenario that the universal year is going to be throwing opportunities and experiences your way. Oh, like there's a job here, there's an experience there. Could you shut the door, Mark, because I'm coming to the end now. So I've got people at the door. So people are going to throw new things at you. Okay, and I've completely lost. Yeah, so all these new opportunities, some of them you're going to be able to take advantage of, Indigo. Some of them, your family commitments might put a stop to that. But don't worry, that is your 6 personal year in action. Okay, so you're going to have, the universal year is going to throw these options at you, but don't feel dismayed if sometimes you can't always take that new experience, you can't always do that new thing, or take that new opportunity, because family and community issues might be holding you back a little bit. And it is a time now to focus that little bit more on your family and nurturing. Now, it might feel that letting go of some of the opportunity for your future is going to be something bad, and you will never be able to get that opportunity again. There will always be another opportunity for you to do that. So opportunities are going to be thrown at you. Take advantage of as many of those universal energy 5 opportunities as you can, and try and be as adaptable as you can. But your family are going to need to take priority this year. Family and community, they may not have started kicking your bum yet, but you are going to have some issues this year that are going to be closer to home, that will focus you closer to home, and you may need to push away the 5 universal energy just for now, so that you can deal with that close to home family community issue. Okay, so that's the year ahead of you, Indigo. Now, I really hope I've answered all your questions. So hang on, can I move this? Yes, I can move this. So Vanessa, Indigo, Adorable Earth Angel, Adorable Earth Angel, Melody Energy Healer, Gabriella, Young Steve, Young Steve, who have I missed? Melody Energy Healer, Adorable Earth Alien, Vanessa. I've said all of you. Thank you so much for coming on to my 3rd and final Christmas live. I will of course do more lives after this, but yeah, if you've got any more questions that I haven't answered in this live, then please feel free to message me, contact me personally. I'll be more than happy to connect with you guys more on a personal level. I'm happy to do face-to-face or small group teaching, or I've got a Udemy course if you'd rather do a course online. I want to thank all you guys for making all these 3 lives so amazing. I've absolutely loved it, and I've loved giving you guys my time and my energy, and I will be doing it again. And I wish you all an amazing 2021, and keep looking out for my videos, because I've got so many planned at the minute. I'm so scattered, I don't know which video to deliver first. So give me those. I use your requests, your video requests, to help me decide what video is going to be posted next. So if there's any particular burning video you like, I'm thinking of doing the karmic numbers maybe next. But any other ideas you'd like me to do next, let me know, and I will certainly put them on my ideas list. But as ever, and as I always shut off my lives, trust the soul within you. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Trust that soul within you. Now I'm going to end this live, but I've just pressed the wrong button and don't know how to end it. I think I've just lost connection. Love you all.